Perek Yutes, we start Perek Yutes. Hamafarikis hamito lehatpilo. We're still in the sugya of the bed, the mitzvah at the end of carrying on from Perek Yutes. And again, this Mishnah, there are many ways of doing this Mishnah. We're not going to do the Perish the Baal Tanura. A little bit difficult. So we'll stick with, as we have done in the previous Perek, we'll stick with the Perish of the Rash and the Rosh. Quite a simple Perish. Remember, we said that when you take a mitzvah apart, as long as the mitzvah is kula kayemis and date lachzira, you intend actually putting it back, then the individual pieces still retain their tumah. We've got a bed, which is tummy, and you want to put it in the mikveh. It's too big to fit into the mikveh, so obviously a simple solution would be to take the mitzvah apart. But remember, just taking the mitzvah apart isn't matayr the mitzvah because you still got all the pieces. It's kula kiyamis without tedach. You take it apart, put the parts in the mikveh. In other words, you dip the bed piecemeal, and that way you'll be matayr the bed. But says the Mishnah, somebody who's dismantling a bed in order to tovel it. The Perish of the Rash now takes out an important letter, takes out the vav of the word v'hanegea. The Mishnah is telling you that although the individual pieces of the bed are tummy, the bed also has something called chavolin. It has ropes, straps, which you we'll see later on in the Mishnah, they form the base of the bed. It says the Mishnah, when you take the mitzvah apart, hanegea b'chavolin toher. Although the individual pieces are tummy, under the normal rule of yodis, if you have a bed with straps attached, the straps are a yad to the bed, and if the bed is tummy, touching the straps will also make you tummy. However, once you dismantle the bed, then the chavolin are no longer, true, the individual pieces are tummy, but the chavolin are no longer a yad to a dismantled bed. They only yad to a whole bed. Therefore, if you dismantle the bed, hanegeh b'chavolin Torah, somebody who touches only the chavolin, the ropes attached, he's Torah because there's no yad to a dismantled bed. Let's have a look at these ropes. When they make the bed, they take the base of the bed and they interlace chavolim. In other words, you string the bed with ropes and that forms the base of the bed. Obviously, when you string a bed, it forms diamond shapes or boxes called the bottom. At which stage, if you're starting to string a bed with chavolim, at which stage do the chavolim become an intrinsic part of the bed? They become a chibur to the bed, so that when you touch the chibur, when you touch the chevel, you have therefore touched the bed. As soon as you make three boxes, three diamond shapes or boxes, by interlacing the ropes, then even the rest of the rope, which hasn't yet been strung and hasn't yet been wound round the bed, all that long rope is now called part of the bed, and it all becomes a chibur to the bed. And the Mishnah carries on with a new din. Hanegea min hakesher ulifnim tami. Again, there's different ways of learning this Mishnah. This bit of the Mishnah refers to a situation where you've got your rope, and that rope is the one which is going to strap the bed, interlace to create the base of the bed. And then you tie another rope to that rope, a second rope. You make a knot and you tie a second rope. That second rope isn't going to be used for the stringing for the base of the bed. Says the Mishnah, when you tie two ropes, hanegea min hakesher ulifnim tami. So obviously all the new rope is never intended to be part of the bed. So the second rope is not a chibur. However, when you tie two ropes, you end up with a knot and then two little pieces, one belonging to the first rope and one belonging to the second rope. Says the Mishnah, if you touch the first rope anywhere before the knot, it's tummy. But if you touch, not only if you touch the second rope, which isn't part of the bed, but even if you touch that part of the first rope, which has already gone past the knot, you're Torah, because that bit of first rope, which is now part of the kesher, is now no longer useful. It's got no use to the bed. So the first rope up to the kesher is Tommy, but anything else is Tahor. New din, Nime HaKesher. Now you have a rope, which is maybe snapped or it's too short, and you want to actually attach a rope, a second rope, to the first rope. But this second rope is definitely going to be part of the bed. You need that second rope because you haven't got enough length in the first rope. So now when you attach rope B to rope A, and rope B is itself going to be used as the base of the bed, therefore of course anywhere on rope A or rope B is all called a chibur. That's not the problem. What the Mishnah is discussing here is when you tie rope A and rope B, as you said before, you have little bits sticking out, called the Nime HaKesher. Hanagea B'tzarakai Tomei. Of course, those nimin, those little pieces sticking out, are needed for the knot, and the knot is needed for the bed. Therefore, the nimin are all part. Now, in this case, they're all part of the chibur to the bed. Says the Mishnah, but only B'tzarakai. The length of nima, which becomes a chibur to the bed, in other words, the length of nima sticking out of the knot. If it's necessary for the knot, you need that length of nima for the knot, then those lengths are Tommy. The Kamahu Tzarakai, Rebudo Mashalash Etzbois, 3 finger widths. If you do a knot and the little 2 bits sticking out are longer than Shalash Etzbois, then that extra bit is unnecessary and is not called the Tzorich of the bed, and therefore if you touch the Nima past the Shalash Etzbois mark, you do not become Tommy, if in the case where the bed is Tommy, because that's called a Yad Shaloi the Tzorich, and therefore it's not called a Yad. And that's Mishnah Aleph will carry Mishnah Beis soon.